Dressing for success. All of us have been in a situation where we have been in an interview or preparing for an interview, trying to make sure that all of our information is prepared on the inside, and then we get to the point where you're looking in the mirror, practicing, I know I do, and then say, maybe I should look a little nicer. I want to impress these people that I'm interviewing for, whether it's an internship, a scholarship, or a job interview. You just want to make sure you're at the best in all aspects. If you're dressed appropriately versus someone who's not, then you're going to be able to stand out a little bit more and look like you want to be there. Having to dress for an event or anything like that that's appropriate requires to dress up in either formal, not so formal, casual was the underlying confusion in that word. Get into a little bit later. Everyone has to go through that at some point. Dressing up can impress future jobs or opportunities that you have, boosting your self-confidence, and it could just make you feel better about yourself. I feel like my generation, especially like young adults, forget that you need to dress up for respect aspects, especially in interviews these days. I know a lot of people who can just go into an interview dressed in t-shirt and pants, and it doesn't look so right to me. So that's what I'm going to talk to y'all about today. Dressing in proper attire can actually make a world of difference in an interview. Business attire is your friend, not your enemy, like most people think. Like I said, it can make you stand out versus the competitors that aren't. Wake Forest University wrote an article about how to dress for an interview and says, business formal is the standard dress code for a job interview or internship. And I have to agree with that statement. Kim Zoller, the founder and president of Image Dynamics, says that if you're not dressed well and say all the right things, but you still probably won't get the job being compared to someone who is dressed well, because they want someone that's going to represent their company well from a professional viewpoint, not just show up in a t-shirt and jeans for just anything. The details on how to dress mean a lot more than you might think it means. I know that sounds very superficial, but it could mean a lot of different things for different people. I know I read an article in Forbes magazine online that talked about an interviewer just staring at this guy's shirt because he had a stain on it. And that's all he was focused on the entire interview. Is the guy didn't even care that he had a stain on his shirt before an interview. It didn't say, oh, I just spilled coffee on it getting here, something that just happened. It looked like an old stain in the shirt that he just didn't care about. And the company, Forbes, didn't want to hire him because he didn't care about his appearance. So how would he care about his work? An article from Michigan State University said it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. A good rule of thumb, they said, is to be dressed like your boss, or dress how you think your boss would look. My first job interview was at Deer Park Animal Hospital, and I actually went with a friend. It was her application and interview, but she didn't want to go alone, so I accompanied her, and I had just dressed nice that day, and nice shoes, a nice pair of jeans, and nice top. And she came in shorts and a t-shirt, and they interviewed us on spot. Well, I actually ended up getting the job and the position, and she did not get a phone call back at all. So that was interesting, but good way, personal experience, that how you look matters. Now that we have the idea of what to expect going into an interview, I want to tell you about how dressing up can boost your self-confidence. Dressing up can make you feel better about the event and about yourself there. Business Insider says that how you dress influences others' perception of your financial stability, intelligence, your authority, and what you would possibly want. So future promotions, getting the job, etc. Chris Smith, the CEO at MyJobMatcher.com, says if you look great and you feel great, you're going to have a higher chance of getting it, because that confidence really comes out in the person that looks and feels great. I mean, everyone feels great after they get their hair done, and everyone feels great once they are in an outfit that really presents yourself well. It can also help your self-esteem. Sheila Ali, the image coach and consultant, says that dressing for success can boost yourself in 4 ways: knowing your occasion, your audience, Your personal style and effects of color can all make the difference in how you feel about yourself going into the interview just based on how you're dressed. To further go into that, Lisa Staria, the body empowerment coach, it's trademarked, says, to feel more beautiful, confident, and strong, you must change out of the yoga pants and put on clothes that give you power. So that means not changing out of just your everyday attire that you'd wear for everything and into clothes that have special meaning to them that makes you look more professional in the world. Some say, moving on from that, some say that dressing up is not as important as the interior, which I kind of call the new era versus the test of time. There's Erica Spradley, an employee at LinkedIn, said that there was a Harvard Business Review that says if you're so dressed up and everyone else in the room isn't, that already work there, that you just don't understand their culture. Well, I'm just going to stop that and say I don't think someone overdressing for an interview means that you don't understand them or that you think you're better than them or any of those things that people in my generation in particular think. I think that if you're overdressed, you come across better than someone who goes underdressed and like underthinking the whole situation. Because if you're overdressed, you're probably more prepared. You are at least faking it until you make it. Maybe it'll make a difference to them. But if you're underdressed, you may just look lazy and not professional to me. I know I've said that a lot, but I know in a lot of my friends' college interviews, they didn't get certain scholarships just because of how they dressed in like shorts and a t-shirt. The test of time is how I would describe my dad's experience was. My dad, Jason Hansen, is the international vice president at his fire safety equipment company, Dooley Tackleberry. And every position that you have to interview for, you have to wear super nice clothes like sports jacket, khaki pants, or like a suit attire. And my dad wears suits to work every day. Well, he started off in the warehouse, which people wear like jeans and a t-shirt or the work shirt that you go in, and he still went to meetings and appointments and all that kind of things in suits, and that's how people noticed him. He just moved up in the company throughout his life, and now he's where he is. In short, not only dressing for success for interviews and appropriate events that you should expect to do, but you should want to do it. Business formal and business casual for interviews make you look qualified in all criteria. Well, only if your internal things are all in line. But dressing for success not only helps you look the part, but makes you feel like you are dressed to be there as well. Putting a little more time and thought into your dress and how you look and how you portray yourself in these interviews and such can get you farther than you actually think it will. I urge you to take this with you today and either take the advice yourself or give this advice to other people that dressing for success is not outdated and you should continue to do that. Thank you.